back to Rock Bottom.
Welcome back, Mega Man.
Welcome back to Mega Man X4.
Mega Bottom.
It's, I was gonna say something intelligent.
I got nothing.
Don't fucking doubt me. No, so, yeah, the reason we're playing 4 specifically is basically like...
That's what we had.
This is our Mega Man. This is like, we had no other, there was no other Mega Man in our lives back then.
Nope.
We didn't even know about, at least I didn't know about original Mega Man until much later actually.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. Where I was like, yeah, and then of course, well, we knew it was Mega Man X4, but like we never even heard about 1, 2, or 3, so.
No.
Which is also, it's...
Whoa, okay.
I do believe that X4 was the first one for PlayStation, which also has a lot to be said.
Yeah, that's true.
Because,
thankful.
as I've said a million times on this channel before, Nintendo didn't really have a huge market in Denmark.
Yeah.
When we were kids, I only knew like 2 people who had a Nintendo 64, by the way, where it was all about the PlayStation. I knew a guy who had a Sega of some sort as well. Played Sonic on that. It was very enjoyable. But otherwise, it's like PlayStation was the only console.
Yeah, that was the console in Denmark.
That was the console we had. It was the console that we knew about. I mean, yes, I knew about Nintendo 64 as well, but it wasn't the same games, and I never liked the look of N64 games.
I just like the controllers mostly.
Oh, fuck the N64 controllers. Fuck those with a passion.
Yeah.
Like, there's never been anything wrong with the PlayStation controller, basically. It's always been great. So that's also why it's basically never changed.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest change they've done to it is the PS4 controller. Which is still, like, it has the basics. Oh. Yeah, hit him up.
Psyched.
What up, your dukes? And also, like, the original Mega Man X was on Super Nintendo. Super Nintendo came out in 91, I do believe.
Oh, wow.
Which is the year we were born.
Yeah.
And, like, you labeled us all as mavericks. I won't let you pass. Turn back now.
Okay, Gandalf.
Gandalf.
Oh shit.
So that also has a lot to be said. That like we were we were 4 or 5 when the original PlayStation came out. So that's naturally the one that when we started playing games, which we did at what 7 or 8, basically,
something like that, yeah.
In the after school thing. They had a PlayStation because that was the thing.
Yeah.
And so naturally that's what we wanted for home as well. Like, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's what we knew. It's what we got started with.
What?
What we got started with.
Yeah. That's also like that's where I remember playing.
Oh shit.
Playing Crash 2 in the after school thing, and then even later. 3rd grade and up. I say that is later, but that is like that's where the gaming thing really took off for us. I feel because that's when we started having our own systems at home and having our memory cards and stuff like that. That's where we discovered Final Fantasy VIII. Oh yes, and I remember having to always start over in that game.
Yes, I hated that.
And we never made. Oh yes, you got this, dude.
What a roll!
First try.
Not bad.
I remember we never made it past XATM08.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Final Fantasy VIII was also the first PlayStation game I ever bought.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah. I mean, see, that's the thing, right? Landon, where?
You got a useless tool for the majority of the game.
You got the platforming tool.
Great!
You got the tool to get the other shit. No, Final Fantasy VIII that's our Final Fantasy.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, our Final Fantasy. And I have, you know how when talking about Final Fantasy, which is also like it's a brilliant subject because I've just been putting way too many hours into Final Fantasy 15. But when people talk about Final Fantasy and their Final Fantasy, a lot of people our age and just above will say Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah. That's usually the response you get.
Exactly. I played Biolab. I played 7 afterwards, and yes, 7 is a very, very enjoyable experience, but I never felt the same way that I did about Final Fantasy 8.
No.
It occupies a laboratory and will attack whoever visits there.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Speaking of hours spent in Final Fantasy, I just checked on Steam for 14.
Yeah.
I'm closing on 500 hours. And fuck this there. Oh, I'd forgotten that.
MMO is something a little bit different.
Yeah, but it still has the Final Fantasy feel, so...
Yeah, that's pretty alright. Because, I mean, I've been pretty cold towards Final Fantasy after... it started with...
It's justified, I'd say.
It started with 12, basically. I was not a particular fan of 12. Because... Oh,
that's...
Yeah, I remember the thing.
Okay, that's Area 2, isn't it?
I think so, maybe, yeah. I never really liked 12. But I can see a lot of things that they try to do with 12 is what they have now succeeded with 15. Like the open world, you run up to a monster and attack it, and like the AI controlled teammates and stuff like that. But like 12 was just you never cared for any of the characters, and
that's not good for a Final Fantasy.
No, it really is. You never cared.
Most games in general, really.
You never cared for any of the characters, and they each had storylines that were very disjointed.
Okay.
And the thing is, the two characters that you that were supposed to be yours, like the audience characters.
Spikes.
The two audience characters, the character that is being introduced to the world, and like the other characters teach basically to audience proxy, basically, right? So you're supposed to put yourself in the shoes of this character, right? But these two characters, Van and Penelo, they were so flat and boring and barely likable, even. So you're like, yeah, okay, so I'm learning about this world that I, one, don't care about, and two, I'm supposed to advance these other characters' plots without having any sort of tie to it. It's just really fucking boring.
That's horrible, really.
Yeah, and like for the most part, it was like, I felt very. There was. How do I say? Well, the problem with 12 was also that fucking horrendous mana system they had.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you needed these charges, mana charges, basically to execute your limit breaks and your summons.
Oh, right.
And a mana charge is was basically having your mana fully up. Like when you had 3 things. Oh right, mini boss.
Yeah.
When you had 3 special abilities, limit breaks, or 3 summons, or any combination of 2, you would have the free free charges. But so that you could spend some of you could spend some mana and still have 2 charges left, right? But like you're really sort of dependent on
that's not good.
you were really sort of dependent
also not good.
on your healing spells and shit, but you had no way to reliably replenish mana in the field, which was really sucky.
I'm gonna die here.
You're fucked, yeah.
Yep.
There is literally nothing for you anymore. So that was kind of shitty, because what I did with Final Fantasy 12 was I ended up just blasting through with like the first 3 or 4 bosses you could blast through with 1 use of your special ability.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they had this thing where you could chain your abilities together, and then the higher your chain is, and depending on what sort of elements and stuff like that you put into the chain, it does like a big super attack at the end. Kind of like with Squall in Final Fantasy VIII, where you can do the Rensukuken, and he'll chop up your enemy a million times, but then the actual limit break follows afterwards.
Oh yeah.
That's stuff like that. It's kind of like that, but like so you would. Oh, that's a good hit.
Timing.
So the first couple of bosses in 12, you would just blast with that, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
Fuck me. Oh fuck the stats.
and then you would be under level to a point where you hit a boss where you're just like, okay, I'm just being completely demolished here.
What?
That's what happened to me, and everything was everything was super lethal at that point in the game. So it wasn't even like I could reliably go somewhere to train up.
Yeah.
Because 12 was, even though it was this huge, oh there it is.
Yeah.
Even though it was this huge open world bullshit, it was very linear.
Yeah.
So that kind of sucked. So yeah, fuck 12. 15 has been very enjoyable, and not the least because the characters are actually really enjoyable, and that you actually care about your main character, the one that you're playing, and you care about the relationship he has with the other characters, which is basically what carries the whole thing.
Yeah, that's of course.
That is extremely enjoyable, and the ending is although the the plot and the villain's motivations are a bit hazy, and the final battle is incredibly easy.
Oh, that's a shame.
You're still left with that feeling at the end, right? It reminds me of Final Fantasy X in a way. 10 was just much better developed. Like with the characters, you had a much stronger tie to them, and it was much better build up. So you were like, okay, this fucking sucks. This is like you're crying at the end of 10. I felt like it was supposed to be a cry ending in 15, but I wasn't quite there.
Right.
Because the villain, to me, like, it needed some explanation. That's my main gripe with Final Fantasy 15. It's Are you X?
Yes, scrambled.
I'm under orders to dominate you.
Dominate.
What? Whose orders? Take a wild guess. Yeah, well, you have his fucking logo.
Gee.
No, so that's I talked a little to you about this. My main gripe with Final Fantasy 15 is that it feels like they're setting up a million things and then not rolling with it.
Right.
So you're like, so yeah, you have these sort of conversations every now and again with characters, right? And you have this guy Prompto, he's like the little brother of the team, and he was always talking about how he never fit in as a kid, and how he's so thankful to be able to roll with the prince and his bodyguards and shit like that, right?
Right.
And that's all fine and good, but that seems to me like, oh right, okay, so that's just his backstory. Fine, yeah, that's cool. Then later on, when you're at this you're at the evil empire stronghold, and it's totally deserted, and it's crawling with demons, and there's all this machinery that you don't know shit about, but it all seems very fucking sinister, and you're being manipulated in here and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And you find Prompto, you're being separated from your friends, if suffering wasn't enough. And then when you find Prompto, he's in like an experimentation chamber, like a torture thing,
Damn.
right? And then you find out, oh, he was an artificially created human thing all along, right? And he has been imprinted with a code that allows him to basically unlock every door in this facility you're in, and that's pretty cool. But it never goes further than that.
Oh,
that's basically it. It's being
that's a shame.
It's being put on you at that moment, and it never goes further than, boop, I have a barcode on the back of my hand to open this one door.
What? Okay.
That's all it is.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm like,
that's a shame.
Okay. And there's another point where Gladio, the big brother type, the big strong man with the
Wait, this is already?
No, not yet. That's only in sector 2, I guess. But just do your thing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and then go for it. But Gladio at one point is like, hey man, I gotta take care of some shit. I'll be back soon. Don't worry about me, right? And that's all good, right? That's fine. Then he comes back with like even more scars on his body and everything, and he's just like, yeah, no. So how do you guys do? And it's never it's never being picked up on.
What's up, guys?
I was just like, what the fuck, man?
Oh, that is, yeah, okay.
And I know there's we're gonna get some DLC, some story DLC about Promise Awakeness and Gladio, but I feel like that's a thing that should be in the game.
Yeah.
And not something that should be an afterthought.
It seems like something that should be touched upon.
Exactly. It's like in Final Fantasy 13-2. Right, and I like 13-2 a lot better than 13. Because, again, I actually cared about the characters. And your choices felt like they had impact and the villain was actually good and stuff like that. But the ending was just like, okay, yeah, everything is total shit now, and your main character basically dies, and check back in the DLC if you want the true ending. It's like, are you serious?
Do you think we're gonna make it? Let's hurry up, bro. No, okay.
Okay.
Maybe not. Did I fail it?
Let's see how you do.
I think it's gonna be an A. Yeah. Damn.
Oh,
fuck.
But okay, let me just look that up and see what was to gain from that, even if anything.
The helmet?
Was that the helmet? Isn't?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, this was the helmet.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then you fail.
Well,
because you need the helmet.
We can't even leave yet.
No.
Oh well. Well, let's go back.
But the thing is, yeah, okay, you're 0 lives. That means you're gonna have to. No, you're always only gonna start over from the middle point, right?
Are we?
I think so.
Wait, let me just. I'm gonna test that.
Yeah. Cyber Peacock.
This is going to look strange and all, but what we get to gain from this is huge.
Yeah.
Nah, it's like it's.
Okay, you got the E tank and the heart tank.
Yeah. We have to go through the ego stage again.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, third area. Ooh. Helmet upgrade in the Cyber Peacock's stage. You'll need to gain an S rank in the third area to find it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the helmet upgrade is ridiculous. It is ridiculous because it allows you to basically not happen what just happened to you, that you ran out of weapon power for the soul body.
Yeah.
That's
a squash body.
So yeah.
I can't even cheese him now.
No, you can't because you don't have any more ammo.
Shit.
Well, when you died with zero lives, couldn't you?
His potential is limitless, not possible.
Impossible.
Who are you? What are you doing, Mr. Me?
I was ordered to test your abilities.
It's a pretty strange way of doing it.
It's quite simple. What? Prepare yourself.
I love Peacock. Peacock is awesome.
This is the exact opposite of Illidan.
Yeah. You're not, but you aren't prepared, so
He's telling me to go. Oh shit!
there we go. This is something where we can still experience some childlike wonder and joy because we did not experience this last time.
No.
But when you died with 0 lives, couldn't you choose to go to level select?
Yeah, I could. I thought if I press continue, it would take me back to stage 1.
God fucking. But
Yeah.
What the point? What's the point?
Well, that's a point.
The Pinty heads.
The panda hits.
So Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
That's 9. That's this has been of an acquired taste to me, but
Really?
yeah, because I was always
Ow.
Final Fantasy to me was 8 at that point,
Right.
and 8 has this like how do I say even like is this near futuristic setting, very futuristic setting when you're an S-Star, but
Oh yeah.
but like 7 it has this sort of like semi-modern
Oh shit.
feeling to it. And 9 to me was it was just a little weird because the art style and stuff like that wasn't
Oh yeah, it's very different.
wasn't me at the time, but that I've since found out after having played
Fucking kidding me!
the classic Final Fantasy games that Final Fantasy 9 is in fact one big tribute to the old Final Fantasy games. Appreciate it a bit more after that, but and 9 is I have 100%ed that game multiple times.
Oh yeah.
It is so enjoyable, such a masterpiece. It's incredible.
It is really good.
It's insane.
It is a
good.
very different art style, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's.
But my god, the
bad.
characters. My god, the characters.
Oh yes, absolutely.
They are so good.
Very enjoyable.
And one thing that I do enjoy about, see, the funny thing about Final Fantasy 7 and 8, right, and 10 to some degree as well, is that you choose your characters basically on your preference for like who you like or what their limit breaks are, whereas in Final Fantasy 9 they have personalized skills, like their entire skill set is personalized. Whereas in Final Fantasy 8, you can pick and choose what they can do, right? Because you control their stats, basically.
Oh yeah.
So Final Fantasy 9 for me was like, but I like this character, but his skills suck. Sucks. Or Steiner's abilities are fucking cool.
Oh yeah, but the character is.
Fucking hate him. No, I don't hate him anymore.
He redeems himself throughout the game. But
Yeah, he really does. And it's like when you get a little older and you more easily see his point of view. It's Steiner is brilliant. They're all fucking brilliant. The only one
Shit, I'm dead now.
The only one that I have a gripe about is
Watch
fucking.
this.
The funny thing is that's the one that I really liked as a kid. Which is Amaranth.
Oh yeah.
Because Amaranth is a fucking sourpuss and a douchebag.
He really is.
And I fucking hate him with a passion.
He's just the lone wolf, really.
Yeah, fuck it. Next time on Rock Bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you, folks.
See ya.